In this video, let's change this to that. So this is the stock height. First thing we gotta do, jack the car up, put it on jack stands, and take off the wheels. Alright, after you get the car jacked up on jack stands and the wheels removed, there's going to be a few bolts of bear holding the strut in. We'll do that last. It makes it easier. You want to come down here and remove the cotter pin from the tie rod, and you also want to remove a 14mm bolt from the fork holding the strut in. Alright, sometimes these older cars, the tie rod can get stuck. So what you want to do, you want to get the bolt or the nut just right at the edge on the bottom. Then just take your hammer and hit it, and it should knock it out of place. Like that. Then you should be good to go. Okay, so now you want to remove the fork from the lower control arm, which is this nut and bolt, which is a 17. So you put a spanner on one side and loosen the other side because it's a pass-through bolt. Alright, spanner on one side, impact on the other. That's one side, then the impact on the other side, on the nut. And that's it. Okay, so now you want to get that bolt out. It's going to be stuck in place due to tension. What I normally do is take a hammer, just give it a few hits. Then on this side, you can see how it's sticking out some right here. It won't come out because it's going to get caught by the threads. So what you want to do is take a flathead, shove it into where that bolt is, and give it a few hits until the bolt comes out all the way. Alright, once you remove that lower bolt, what I normally do, you see there's a gap right under holding the fork under the lower control arm. I like to put the bolt back in so it's wedged across. And you see how it's holding here still? What I normally do is push down on the rotor, and this whole assembly should come off. Still bolted. So I'm just going to put my feet here, and it should come off when you push down on it. Just like that. See that gap? Alright. After you popped it off, the strut from the fork, just kind of finagle it out. Just like that. Make sure you keep it the right way. It goes this way in. Alright, now you want to remove the top nuts from the strut. The 3 on the outside are 14s, and the 2 on the inside are 12s. Alright, so this kit came from eBay. I think it was like 40 bucks. I think it's a 2-inch drop lowering springs made by Monzo or whatever it is. So you have to replace the stock spring with this one. Alright, as you can see, I pried the boot up and I put the vice grip holding onto the rod. So make sure you get it on tight, then just clamp it down real good so it won't move. Now I have an impact gun. This top of it is a size 14 nut. Alright, that's what we're looking like. So I'm putting my foot right here and shoot it off. Here we go. Okay. Like that. I mean, that was still pretty violent, but at least it's not that bad. I wish I had a better footing on it though, but that's basically it. Then you just take it apart. Alright, so next thing you do, I just got the strut just standing up. Let's see, there's an indentation right here, and the small side on the spring locks into that right there. So let's try this. Alright, so as you can see, it locks into place right here, so it shouldn't spin. That's why that's there. Then same thing, reverse order. Grab this, slide on top. Same thing on the bottom of this too. On the top hat, it has an indentation right here that this sharp part will lock into. Alright, driver's side done. Everything's tight. Now let's move on to the rear. I usually put a jack under it to relieve some of the strut pressure. Alright, so the strut is actually right behind this. So you need to remove this part. So don't mind my dirty gloves. There's a 10mm bolt holding down the seat right here. Once you push up on the cushion, you'll see it's right here. Alright, what you want to do, you want to push up and pull. See, there's a little hook that goes into there. And as you can see, there's the strut bolts right there on top. Just push it out of the way and just put the nut back on. And this one right here, that nut right there, is holding the strut in. Just like the front, we're going to leave the top nuts on holding the strut. So when you take this off, it won't just fall down. Alright, so these are it. Two 14 mils. The back one is kind of a pain, but once you get that one out, leave the front. So alright, so this is loose. So now you can just go down there and just kick the strut. Like so. I just usually just kind of kick it. Take off the stock spring and replace it with the aftermarket lowering spring. Tighten everything back in order, and it goes in the same way. So usually I just go from the top like that, and usually I use my foot and push down on this. It gives it enough room to clear till it slides right in. Tighten the nuts, put your wheel back on, and drop the car. So as you can see, it's way lower. It looks way nicer too. But keep in mind, that's just one side. Once I finish the other side, it'll actually balance out and it'll look a lot better. So let's do the other side, and same concept as the driver's side, and we'll get back to it after I get done. I made a video on YouTube. Hold up.